Morocco against Spain. Big rivalry game. Was looking at it mileage-wise. There's only 8 nautical miles between Morocco and Spain across the ocean there. So a lot of shared history and rivalry between these two nations. Morocco, Nick, you mentioned it before, just one of the teams of the tournament, one of the stories of the tournament, really. Their fan base has traveled en masse to Qatar. It's almost like a home game for them every time they roll up. Ziyech has been excellent. Hakimi, Roman Saiz, Amrabat, so many good players throughout the team, right, that have just really stood tall. But Spain, again, a really weird tournament for them. Started off with a 7-0 win. Cliches will say, they used all their goals up in the first game, right, for the entire tournament. And since then, they've struggled against Germany and Japan and only finished second in their group. So any key sort of battles here for you? And tactically, Morocco sit back, right? But then when they get the ball, they're not afraid to pull forward with Ziyech, Boufal, and others. So, this is a really intriguing, probably the most intriguing tactical battle, I'd say, in the last 16 games.
I think it's hilarious that you look at the midfield of Spain and their average age is probably like everybody else's average age, but it's because Sergio Busquets is in the middle of Gavi and Pedri. And to me, the hope for Morocco lies in having a little bit of rest, having a little bit of time to get those, because we mentioned the difference yesterday. What do we talk about? Depth, right? And I thought that was on display today for Senegal as well in their game as well as France. The depth is just so strong with Spain compared to Morocco. So is Morocco going to be fresh enough? And then the question is, look, I know they've played for Barcelona. I love both of these kids. I hope they can be the Iniesta and the Xavi moving forward for them. But at some point, the inconsistency of youth, you would bet on it affecting them. You would bet on it showing up for at least 15, 20 minutes at a time. And I think that's a big part of Morocco's hope. Also, Unai Simon, I've really, really liked him in this tournament. And I think he's been a difference and allowed them to play Rodri at the back. But I've just been kind of waiting to see if it gets to him, that he's filling the boots of Iker Casillas and David De Gea, and like Spain's goalkeeper not having a huge name that you recognize is just so mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's so true. And they left a lot of big names at home, right, throughout the squad. So they've gone with youth. They've gotten through to the last 16, a few growing pains. But Andy, with the key battles, I'm looking at, obviously you said Ziyech there. He flies forward. He's been taking chances. He's been switching the play to Boufal and to the other. And it works really well for Morocco, the style of play. But Amrabat in midfield, Nick mentioned it there, the two young lads, they're going to have a tough game against him. He's been rattling into challenges, and he's sort of the spirit animal of Morocco, right? He's firing up the crowd. Had a great season with Fiorentina. He's been linked with Premier League moves and probably is going to go to a big team in Europe, or no disrespect to Fiorentina, but a bigger team in Europe in the January window. So that's an intriguing battle, right? If Morocco can win that midfield battle, then they've got the quality going forward, Ziyech, Boufal, and others to really hurt Spain.
Yeah. Can I give you a prediction that doesn't involve the result or a score or anything?
Yeah, go ahead.
Gavi and Pedri both leave with ice somewhere on their body because of just the physicality that is going to arrive at their doorstep in this game, in the form of Amrabat and the rest of the midfield as well, and the way that Morocco defend as a unit. They have, I mean, this is another team well under 40% of possession, but they know exactly who they are. They have the very, very tough defensive midfielder, the very, very tough defenders that they can sit there and soak up pressure time and time again. And they have so much speed outside on the wings, whether it's at winger, whether it's at fullback, and that's what they're going to try to use. And we know Spain, very narrow. They're very good in the middle of the field. I got a lot of questions about what they've got out wide. The wingers going to be pushed back. Ferran Torres, notoriously not much of a defender. He's going to find himself back with a real defensive shift to do in this game, I think, and that's going to limit a little bit what Spain are able to do going forward. So they are in for an incredibly tough battle, and if they're able to come out of this, then that next young generation of Spanish players will obviously have earned the right to call themselves that. But they will be very, very proud, I think, and have learned a great lesson about the stylistic differences at a tournament like the World Cup.
Yeah, I'm just a bit worried about Azpilicueta and Jordi Alba. Those are the two fullbacks against the Morocco wide players. That seems like a bit of a mismatch. But Nick, quickly, prediction for this one. Are we going for the Morocco upset, or do you think Spain are going to take care of business?
Upset. Morocco in penalties.
Yes, yes. That's what I think as well. I'm going for a Morocco upset. Andy, what are you going for, mate?
Not quite, but game of the tournament 4-3 Spain. It has all of the makings to make no sense whatsoever, to be wide open back and forth, because once the first goal goes in, and assuming that it comes from Spain, Morocco have to then open themselves up, and that, I think, it just lends itself to absolutely pure entertainment.
Pure chaos. We love that. Morocco, Spain, all the details, head over to Pro Soccer Talk on NBCSports.com. Massive game, intriguing game in the last 16. We'll have how to watch info, preview, team news, analysis, reaction, have all angles covered. As Morocco, the underdogs, but they won their group, and Spain just faltering a little bit after that great start to the World Cup. So let's see if their young talents could come flying back and prove just how good they are and get into the World Cup quarterfinals.